This is Kitchen Lake Bridge in southeast Oklahoma City, a place where people claim that if you wait long enough, you'll hear the cries of a mother or her child who perished in the waters below. But unlike most crybaby bridges, the legend doesn't end in the creek. According to local stories, a desperate mother was trying to reach a woman that some people called a witch. Others called her a healer. After her death, the legend claims the town burned the woman's home to the ground. Now, some believe she has come to the bridge as well, waiting for visitors. So is this truly home to restless spirits, or do crybaby legends simply attach themselves to any forgotten bridge? To answer these questions, we drove to Oklahoma City to investigate ourselves. Maybe you are the person that the mother was coming to see whenever she died? Is there anybody here? Please don't say yes. All right, Joe, vibe check. Vibes are absolutely right now. I don't know why, but
Terrible.
gonna just take a step right here. Vibes on the bridge are terrible. The bridge known to locals as Kitchen Lake Bridge is one of thousands of so-called crybaby bridges found across the world. Places where people claim to hear the cries of a woman or a child coming from the waters below. In this version of the story, a woman was traveling through the area with her sick child, desperate to reach help as a storm raged outside. Somewhere near this crossing, her car was washed into the swollen creek, and neither the mother nor the child survived. According to the story, the mother was on her way to visit a woman who lived nearby, someone some people referred to as a witch, while others described her as a natural healer. In one of the most common versions shared online, locals eventually turned on the woman and burned her home to the ground. For years, a freestanding chimney did exist near the bridge, the last visible trace of a long-gone structure. Locals pointed to it as evidence of the witch's home, and some even claimed they could see smoke rising from it long after the house itself was gone. Within the last decade, that chimney was destroyed, reportedly by people coming out here to party, leaving nothing behind but the story attached to it. And because of that story, many believe this bridge isn't home to just one restless spirit. Visitors describe overwhelming feelings of sadness, strange sounds coming from the woods, and the sense that someone is waiting just beyond the trees. As with most urban legends, there are no names, no dates, no official records that confirm any of this, but there was a chimney, and that was enough to ensure that this story wouldn't disappear. What we do know about the bridge is that this pony truss structure once carried South Air Depot Boulevard across West Elm Creek. Records show it was built around 1925, when this area was even more rural than it is today. Now, however, the bridge is officially listed as derelict. Air Depot no longer crosses the creek here, it simply dead ends. When exactly that happened is unclear. What is clear in the newspaper record is that for much of the mid-20th century, the land surrounding this bridge was expected to become part of a much larger project, a proposed West Elm Creek Reservoir intended to meet Oklahoma City's future water needs. For years, the city spent millions of dollars purchasing land between Lake Stanley Draper and Kitchen Lake in anticipation of the new reservoir. But by 1984, newspaper coverage suggests the city was reconsidering whether the reservoir was actually needed. The land the city had already acquired remained largely undeveloped and increasingly overlooked. The next clue comes from a 1995 newspaper article in which one of the remaining landowners expressed frustration with the uncertainty surrounding the area. Later in the same article, city officials acknowledged that there were 4 or 5 bridges still out in the area, but that repairs were unlikely, since plans for the reservoir were technically still being considered. As of today, the land is still held by the city as a potential future reservoir site, but with no active plans moving forward, the bridge itself has quietly slipped out of use and out of memory. I got the spirit box here. I'm just gonna set it up. What was that? Hello? feel like I heard somebody stepping through the woods over there. Rustling, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pull out the EMF and just set it over here. I'm gonna just set this by the entrance, or like on the dirt out by where the bridge started. Just gonna walk away from it and we'll just let it happen. We heard a story that a mother and a child passed away out here. If there's anything here with us at the bridge, can you go and touch that green light? Let me get the flashlight too. I'm not gonna lie, everything about right now kind of sucks. Okay, the light just came on. All right. Okay, it is freaking out. So I am shivering right now because it is freezing cold. If there's nothing out here, I mean, we just want to tell your story. We just want people to know if there's something going on. Can you just give us any sign at all? It doesn't have to be on the flashlight or the green light. It could be, you can just make a noise. This is called a spirit box. All right, spirit box over there. I can't actually hear it. Can you bring it closer? Just gonna hold it next to us. Is there anything here with us at Kitchen Lake Bridge right now? Okay, I heard something. My name is Dylan, and this is my friend Joe. Can you say, Dylan, go away? Can you say, Dylan? Can you say, Dylan? Can you say, Dylan, go away? Did you hear that? Go. Go. If you want us to leave, can you just say leave really quickly and really loudly? It did sound like your voice. It did sound like your voice. I'm just gonna actually set this over here and we'll just record with it while we're going. To any potential spirits of Kitchen Lake Bridge, if there's anything here with us at all, can you touch that flashlight to let us know that you are here? Or you can also talk into this device and we will review it later. Okay, so maybe there's something here.
It's delayed, but
okay. Were you a mother who was seeking care for their child? That's the story that people tell, is that there was a mother seeking care for their child. Tragedy happened on the bridge. Can you turn the light off right now if that is what happened to you? I mean, it didn't turn the light off, but it is like struggling. Maybe, are you trying to say that maybe like we have part of the story correct and not the whole thing? Maybe you're not the mother. Maybe you are the person that the mother was coming to see whenever she died. Can you confirm for us that you were the person that the mother was trying to come see whenever she passed away on this bridge? If so, can you touch that flashlight right now to turn it on? I don't like that.
Man.
Even if reality suggests there was no documented tragedy on this bridge, no confirmed accident, no witch's home burned nearby, it's hard to ignore the unease that clings to Kitchen Lake Bridge. The feeling that you're not welcome, the urge to leave immediately, the sense that something is lingering just beyond the trees. That feeling is real, even if it never shows up on camera. What we did capture only raises more questions. Responses through the flashlight, shadows that don't quite make sense, and maybe even a voice through the spirit box that sounded uncomfortably familiar. Were we visited by the mother said to have lost her life here? By the healer whose home was burned and forgotten? Or did we simply fall victim to an abandoned bridge, near total darkness, and a story that has had decades to sink in? The only way to decide for yourself is to drive out of town to this derelict crossing on a forgotten bend of road. And if you do, when you're standing on the wooden planks above the creek, listen carefully to the sounds coming from below, because whatever you hear, it may not be the bridge after all.